Hi guys, I figured that today would be a good day to start doing videos again. I had made 2 videos previously, I think it was back in spring, and I even started my own YouTube channel, but I have not been doing videos. My life has been kind of crazy lately. There's been a lot going on. I moved to a different state. I graduated college finally, so I have my bachelor's in psychology, and I also just got a full-time job as an autistic aide. So I'm super excited for all these new things coming my way and also very stressed out. But I figured today would be a good day to start doing videos again. Today is Suicide Prevention Day, and I felt as though it was important to just talk about it a little bit and kind of just spread the awareness of suicide and depression and anxiety and everything along those lines. Some of you may not know my history with mental illness, but I've had depression for about 15 years now, and I've had anxiety pretty much all my life since I was a child. And I never really knew what it was until I found a nonprofit organization called To Write Love on Our Arms. And it's just been such an organization that has helped me and really understood all of my emotions and what I was going through, and helped me better to identify all the symptoms and what to do when I have those symptoms. And I never really went to counseling. The only counseling I did go to was back in 2007 when my brother had died. And it was just like the school, I guess, psychologist that came in and kind of just talked with me a little bit. But other than that, I didn't start going to actual counseling or therapy until 2015. 2015 was a rough year. I mean, nothing too major happened. It was just, I was really, hi Brinley. It's my emotional support animal, sorry. I love you. She wants to be in the video too. Like I was saying though, 2015 was just a really hard year for me, like mentally, I think. I didn't really know how to handle a lot of things that were going on in my life. My mom was sick. She couldn't get out of bed, and there was just so many things going through my head about her health issues, and I was really stressing out, and I didn't know how to handle my emotions and take care of myself at the same time. So what I ended up doing was going to counseling, and I did that for, I want to say, almost a year. I kind of just felt myself getting better, and I just stopped showing up, which I don't recommend, by the way. I think that you should just keep going to therapy for as long as you need, but once you do feel like you're okay, at least talk to your therapist and not just, ignore phone calls and not show up. I don't recommend that. Just in case you need somewhere to go in the future, you don't want to have like a bad reputation. But after that, I kind of just stopped going until last year, and that was like immediately after I had my episode. And what had happened was I just felt myself getting into that downward spiral again, of where I didn't feel interested in anything. I didn't want to eat. I just didn't want to do anything. I was behind on my homework, and I just wanted to stay in bed all day. So what I ended up doing was I took a couple of vacation days from work, even though I loved my job, and seeing the kids every day. I was a playground assistant. Seeing the kids every day was just the highlight. And even trying to get myself ready for work was just a process. And that was definitely one of the biggest signs that I had that I knew something wasn't right. And I needed to figure out a way to stop it before it happened. But it kind of came out of nowhere at the same time, and I didn't know why, and I didn't know how to just, put it on pause or try to make it go away. And I really struggled with that. So what I had just said, I took vacation days. I think it was 3 of them, and I just stayed in bed. And it worried my parents, it worried my fiance and my friends, and my fiance didn't know what to do with himself. He just felt so helpless, and he was scared. He had even admitted to me that he was scared because he didn't know what to do, and he didn't know how to help me. And I remember crying because I didn't know how to help me either. And that is something that I try so hard to do. I try to notice the signs before it gets really bad, so I can just stop it in its place and kind of rewind and go back and just make sure that it doesn't happen. But this episode was really, really bad. I did have thoughts of suicide, and I just, no matter how hard I tried, no matter the tools that I learned to help myself or anything like that, it just didn't work. It didn't help me at all. And so I just ended up being in bed and crying, and just remembered saying to myself that I wanted to go to the hospital because I felt like I was going to hurt myself. And to actually admit to myself that I would go to the hospital to get help, that was a struggle because I've never been that bad before, and I honestly scared myself. So after that, like I said, I went back to therapy, and this therapist, she was phenomenal, and I honestly don't know what I would have done without her. I don't even know what to say. She helped me in so many ways that I didn't even know that I needed help, and I learned things about myself. So many things about myself that I've learned, and that helped me kind of put the pieces back together, so to speak. And I also, while I was going to therapy, I made the decision to up my medication. I think I was getting 50 milligrams of sertraline, and I have it here. Yeah. Show you what it looks like. Sorry, my nose is running now because I'm crying, but it's this little pill, just tiny, and it's called sertraline. It's also known as Zoloft, and it was the first medicine that I actually ever tried for my depression and anxiety, and it started working right off the bat. It just turned out that I needed to have the milligrams upped, and so now from 50 it went up to 100, which is just the next step. But I never fully admitted to anyone that I needed to take medication, except for those closest to me. I've never admitted on social media, because even though I'm someone who is so active in the mental illness area, in regards to social media, there's something about saying that I needed medication as a way to help me that felt so scary. Even though I tell other people, it's okay to admit that you're not okay, it's okay to admit that you need help, and it's all right if you have to take medication to help you, whatever works, do it. But the fact that I had to take medication, I kind of felt like I failed myself because I was doing everything. I was trying to eat healthy. I cut out sugar. I was drinking more water. I was exercising. I was doing yoga. I was meditating. I was taking so much time for myself. And it just, nothing was working. And I got so mad at myself because all these things that I heard about that was supposed to work to keep your mental health in check, it wasn't working for me anymore. And like I said, I felt like I let myself down. And it took a long time for me to come to terms with the fact that it's okay that I need the medication to help me. It's not a crutch. It's not a bad thing. It's just something extra that I need. And I should be thankful and grateful that I have this medication that's helping me and making my brain work in a healthier way, I guess I would explain it. And so I guess I'm just here to say that it's okay if you need help. It's okay if you need to go to therapy or if you need to take medication like I do. You shouldn't feel down about yourself and you shouldn't feel broken. We're all human, I mean, we're gonna break at some point. We're not a robot. And I just don't know why there's such a stigma surrounding mental health and why people act like you're less than of a person if you have anxiety or depression or anything else. I really believe that needs to change. And the only way we're going to be able to get it to change is that if we speak more openly about it and about our personal stories with depression and anxiety, whatever, self-harm, substance abuse. I just think it's really important to be transparent, which I try to do with everyone on social media, because my main thing is I want people to know that they're not alone in how they feel. They're not alone in this world. The statistics are that 800,000 people die by suicide every year. And that means every 40 seconds someone dies because of suicide. And in those 40 seconds, 25 people have attempted suicide. And I don't know about you, but to me, those numbers are alarming. How is it that many people out there in the world feel so alone that they can't feel safe to ask a loved one for help without fear of being judged? How is it that people out there feel like they're not good enough, that they're not worthy of love or respect? I don't get it. And it makes me really sad that people hate themselves that much. I think it's important to say that whatever you're going through, no matter how terrible it is, there's always help and hope. And there's always someone out there who's capable of helping you, who wants to help you, who wants to love you. It's important to tell you that you're not alone. and that we need you here. I mean, you exist for a reason. And this world wouldn't be the same if you weren't here. So, with that, I encourage you to reach out to someone, whether it's a friend or a stranger. If they look like they're having a bad day, say hi to them, or smile, or ask them how they are, or do a small act of kindness. Whatever it is, just do something. Don't just sit back. There are so many people out there who need to be reassured that life is better with them in it than without them in it. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you guys. Love you. Bye.